Welcome to the Grand Unified Entropic Theory. What we're going to find out today is that dark matter is dead, dark energy is dead. We no longer need inflationary cosmology. Quantum mechanics no longer has to be renormalized. The quantum sterile neutrino is gone because gravity does not have to, or mass does not have to be added to a neutrino. All the different things that you wanted to know and you knew that physics was wrong about have all been solved. They've been solved through the grand unified entropic theory. So, in order to make this simple for everybody, I just created a bot that will explain the grand unified entropic theory. It combines all the forces of physics into one equation. It combines all the particles into one equation. It combines quantum gravity with relativity. It explains how the universe came to be. It has been rigorously tested against observation for black hole information, distribution of galaxies in the early universe. It solves the Hubble tension. If you know what any of these things are, raise a hand. But let's just go ahead and talk about it. So, the Grand Unified Entropic Theory, and if you go to the link, you can actually go here, proves that all forces are fundamental. Interactions in the universe emerge from entropy rather than from other things that people call fundamental forces. I integrate gravity, electromagnetism, and the standard model of particle physics into this framework with one equation. The standard model of quantum particle physics no longer requires renormalization because all of the results are rational. So, the predictions are very straightforward. Here it is. There it is right there. This is the grand unified entropic equation. It has the strong force. Gravity is actually an emergent force, so it doesn't have to actually show gravity because gravity is an emergent process of entropy. But it has electromagnetism, the strong force, etc., all in that equation right there. If you want to see the actual paper, let me see if I can pull that up real quick. I think it's in documents. Let's take a look. There we go. Boink. Come on, open. There we go. Here's the grand unified theory in all its glory. So, the grand unified entropic theory, unifying quantum mechanics, gravity, fundamental forces through entropy. I will show you how it all works. But the first thing we did is we took Einstein's field equations and we modified them. Because this equation actually is a higher level equation of a underlying principle, and that principle is the storage and flow of entropy. Entropy is the one fundamental force, one of the fundamental rule of the universe that as we move forward in time, things get less organized, more diffused, all that. It cannot be avoided. This is what makes time travel in a forward direction. It's why we can't go back in time, although I do have a paper that I wrote that if you can reverse entropy locally, it doesn't reverse entropy globally. But mathematically, if you created a box or a room and you reversed entropy in that space by increasing entropy around it, you could actually possibly go back in time. But anyway, electromagnetic field as an entropy flow Here's the calculation for it. Entropy constraints on these strong and weak forces. This is why we no longer need to re-normalize quantum mechanics, because entropy flows actually create automatic restraints on these numbers, so we don't have infinites. And then here is the equation again. So it's an entropy tensor governing information flow, space-time curvature, energy density, and then the electromagnetic field interaction, and then the G strong incorporates the nuclear forces. Most people aren't going to do the math, but don't worry, because I'm going to give you a tool where you don't have to do the math. So the grand unified entropy theory provides a self-consistent, experimentally testable, mathematically rigorous unification of all known forces. Gravity emerges as a entropy gradient. Dark matter and dark energy are entropy artifacts. The Higgs mechanism and mass arise from entropy constraints. Electromagnetic and nuclear forces follow entropy flow. The framework offers a revolutionary new paradigm of physics. Here's the fun thing about it. Nobody cares. I've tried to talk to physicists in every college in Texas. They just don't care. It is not interesting to them that everything they are doing is now wrong. This channel, I am going to go through 100 theories in physics and other sciences that are no longer valid because of this one equation. I think I have the list. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. So anyway, this is the introduction to all this. And I think it's going to be in downloads. Let's take a look here. But I'm just going to give you an example. So with my tool, which is how I can create all of this information very quickly, and so can you, let's just pull up a paper. Okay. So this is one of the papers I created yesterday. Entropy-driven large-scale structure formations in the universe. This paper explains how large-scale structures are made in the universe. The math is in it. It just doesn't show it very well. So, cosmic structure formations, a key prediction of cold dark matter, where dark matter provides its gravitational scaffolding for galaxies and clusters to form. However, despite extensive search, no direct detection of dark matter has been made. We propose an alternative entropic model in which structure formation emerges from entropy gradients, shaping matter distribution, eliminating the need for unseen mass. And the math is all here. It comes directly from that calculation. And then I ran a bunch of simulations. Let's see if I can find any of those. And so all of these, here is literally 100, all of these right here. This is 100 scientific theories. I'm not even going to publish all these papers. If you want to change physics, and then come on over. I'll give the papers to you, but you don't need me to give you the papers. You can go use the engine and do your own. Let me see if I can find something here. Yeah, here we go. See these right here? These are all models. So let's take a look at a few of them, okay? Entropy modified nucleosynthesis. That's it. Actually, we don't want to do that. We need something that's more of a graph and less of a chart. Here we go. Output 38. Let's see what output 38 says. Oh yeah, output 38 shows entropy-driven large-scale structure. So here's the standard cold dark matter galactic clustering. Here is entropy-driven galactic clustering. Do you see this right here? The top one, this blue dot, uses cold dark matter, dark energy. It uses all of these renormalization techniques in physics where they don't know what caused it or why it happened, but they modify their model so that it fits observation. Entropy driven galaxy clustering used only that calculation that I showed you. It has zero renormalization. It has absolutely no external numbers put into it. It has zero dark matter, zero dark energy. This universe was created without inflation. All of that stuff is because they're wrong. And all of these, this is a fun one because the entropies created baryogenesis. So this is what the standard model says. You see right here, and this is all testable, the entropy flow actually creates the constraint. They don't know why baryogenesis happened in the way that it did. This shows that entropy flows moderate baryogenesis. Also, just so you know, antimatter and standard matter in the standard model, they don't know where all the antimatter is. You plug the same information into this one formula, and it proves that observed amounts of matter and antimatter reflect how much was actually created. Here's a gravity wave detection, actually straight tracking without any dark matter or dark energy. Let's see what this next one is. Primordial nucleosynthesis. There it is. Matches standard. Now, again, I didn't do anything except tell the computer to run the formula. That's all I did against the model. That's it. Let's see here. What is this? That's the same one again. So if you found this channel, if you're actually a physicist, you can change your whole life. You can write papers all day. Here's the Hubble expansion. This red line shows the Hubble expansion without any dark energy. Zero. It uses entropy flow rates and entropy driven models. Entropy is the thing that controls the universe. Standard inflation for cosmic background radiation, exactly the same. No dark matter, no dark energy, no renormalization. I don't even know what this is. Entropy-driven expansion versus standard inflation. All right, let's see what else we got. And then we're going to move back to this. I'm going to show you something. Gamma ray burst delay. Giant problem. There it is. No dark matter. No dark energy. What's this one? Frame dragging. Solved. There you go. Let's see. And you don't even have to know what any of this stuff is. I'm just showing you that the output is the same. Neutrino mass generation. First of all, the Higgs mechanism is wrong. I can show you how all this works. But this is the actual way that the concept of mass is generated. Mass is a something that's created by entropy. It is an emergent force. By the way, I know all of this is completely never heard of before. Space and time are emergent things in the universe. They are not elemental. They're not fundamental. Space, time, and gravity are not fundamental. So let's go back to here. Here's the equation. I know this is a long video, but I just wanted to go through it for the first time. And then I'm going to show you something. Antimatter, asymmetry, it's all here, right? Black holes are entropy storage devices. Relativity is an entropy-driven effect. And then we go into how intelligence and entropy go together, which is going to make some people a little bit crazy, but it's actually this theory and the calculation actually shows why the Cambrian explosion and these other explosions in evolution happen in very specific ways. They have to do with entropy constraints, and intelligence is also the same. Let's see. So, anyway, so there it is. Now, you want to see something that's super, super fun because I didn't just create the final formula in physics. I didn't just solve dark matter, dark energy, inflation, and everything else. I created an engine where anyone can do it. So let's create a paper that proves using grand unified entropic theory that renormalization in quantum mechanics is no longer necessary. This will be the last thing I'm going to do, and then we'll end this video. Thank you for visiting my channel. Eliminating the need for renormalization in quantum mechanics through the grand unified theory. Renormalization has been a fundamental yet problematic component of quantum field theory, necessary to remove infinities, etc., etc., etc. Quantum field theory. We're just going to let this run. I'm not typing this. The engine I created is using the grand unified equation and applying it with artificial intelligence to the problem I just asked it to solve. That's what happened. I'm not a genius. We have reached the point of artificial intelligence where it has solved, it's smarter than us. I just realized it and then trained this model. So here we go. Renormalization has been a problem. So what we're going to do is we are going to change physics. Let me find where this would start. We demonstrate that the entropy-driven interactions provide natural cutoffs for quantum fields resolving infinities without requiring renormalization. And so it just goes down. It explains exactly how it works. Grand unified theory replaces conventional force-based description of fundamental interactions with entropy-driven approach, whereas fields and particles emerge as statistical configurations of an underlying entropic network. It's super easy if you know how to do the math. And here we go. So the entropic framework of all fundamental interactions arise from entropy gradients. Here's the calculation for it. And eliminating divergence in quantum chromodynamics, quantum electrodynamics, is that E? Vacuum energy regularization. Turns out the vacuum does not create quantum. The only reason they have it towards doing these sorts of things is because they have to figure out how these supposed dark matter, dark energy things happen. So here's the conventional calculation and that we're going to use, and S and K represent entropy scaling. And the changes, renormalization in quantum, is that E, electrodynamics, is this. Super easy. Asymmetric freedom in quantum chromodynamics. Bang. So here are the implications. Hierarchy problem is resolved. Vacuum energy is stable. Modified scattering amplitudes. Precision tests and particle colliders can verify deviations from standard renormalization. So we've demonstrated that the grand unified entropic theory provides a natural mechanism for removing infinities in quantum field theory without requiring renormalization. This one thing right here, absolutely changes physics. And it just happened in 3 minutes. Yesterday, I used this engine to write 100 papers. I'm not going to publish them. The concept of publishing papers is dead. Dead with AI. It's dead. This engine that I created makes publishing papers just a joke. It's like being a typesetter for movable type in the world of word processors. It's cute for about 5 minutes to compare the old way to just cutting and pasting a paragraph where they had to move it all before. Now we just cut and paste or we change the font or whatever. It's kind of fun for about 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, it literally gets boring. I have rewritten every theory in physics pretty much, and it just gets boring. It's all here. It all can be proven. They don't care. They don't care. Let me just show you one other thing and then we'll go. So let me go back to my documents and let's just pick one. Or I'm sorry, downloads. And let's see if we can just find one more just for fun. Okay, see, all of these are theories. All of them. All of these are proofs. I'm going to randomly pick one. Well, this is a good one. We'll just go explanation of dark matter. All right, let's make it big. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. Nah, I'm not worried about it. All right, dark matter and dark energy, two of the biggest unresolved mysteries in modern cosmology. The traditional view posits dark energy is an unknown form of matter responsible for blah, blah. You know what it does. In this paper, we propose an alternative framework where both dark matter and dark energy emerge as entropy-driven corrections to gravity rather than a new physical substance. It's so boring rewriting all of physics. This does not show the calculations very well. Because of the format. But anyway, traditional Newtonian gravity predicts that stars farther away from a galactic center should orbit more slowly. However, observations show blah, blah, blah. The modified gravitational acceleration can be expressed as, and if I had a better printout, you could see it. And then we have the dark energy effect. Here's the calculation that makes it unnecessary anymore. And alternative explanations for gravitational lensing. It's all here. So, and testability, of course, right? So, I don't know what to tell you guys, but that's it. That's a fact, Jack. And there's nothing that's ever going to make it not be true. So, there you go. Super fun. This is the formula. Let me see if I can move this. I mean, most people are scared of the math anyway. There you go. That, if you ever want to know, is the grand unified theory of physics right there. Hawking couldn't do it. Einstein couldn't do it. I did it. I have a high school physics education, but I know how to use artificial intelligence. So I made this, and you can come back to the channel later if you want. We're going to go through all this. I'll give you links to this engine if you want. But if you want, comment, and we'll move on from there. No one's going to watch this video. Guess what? I don't care. I wanted to know how the universe worked. I wanted to understand it. So I created an engine that could explain it and prove it. So if nobody else cares, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. So anyway, hi, my name's Anthony. I changed physics, and I did publish this on a preprint. I'm not a physicist. No one's ever going to read it, but it is published, or at least put into a system to prove that I actually did this. I did this about 3 days ago. All right, I started working on this problem about 9 days ago. 9 days ago, I decided to solve the problem. I came to AI, I trained it, and we solved the problem in about 4 days. That's where AI is now. But this is real. This is how the universe works. If you want to know, stick with the channel. Um, and with a pretty picture. There we go. All right. Thanks for joining us on the Grand Unified Entropic Theory. Dark matter is dead. Have a good one. Be sure to comment if you want.